All right, today we're going to dive into a pretty radical idea about sex. I mean, this is something they definitely didn't cover in health class. What if we started looking at it not just as a biological act, but as a seriously powerful, ancient form of technology? Okay, so let's just start with that big question right off the bat. What if sex is fundamentally more than just a physical experience? The perspective we're exploring today asks you to just kind of set aside everything you think you know for a few minutes and consider a much, much deeper, more energetic way of looking at it. And this is the core premise right here. Sex is portal technology. I mean, that is a huge claim, right? But according to this view, it's a truth that's been known for ages, but we've mostly forgotten about it. This one idea is really the key that unlocks everything else we're about to get into. So, what on earth does portal technology even mean? Well, in this context, it's talking about an exchange that goes way beyond just the physical. We're talking about the merging of your energetic fields, subconscious codes, memories, and get this, even things like timelines and fragments of the soul. The basic idea is that every time you're intimate with someone, it's a profound transfer of information and energy. So to really get a grip on this, you've got to think about your body in a totally new way, almost like it's a piece of high-tech hardware. Specifically, your sacral center, that whole area of the womb, the root, the base of your spine, is seen as this really sophisticated antenna. And in this model, every orgasm, it's not just a physical release. Nope, it's a powerful burst of signal, a broadcast that sends out an energetic signature. Okay, but here's the thing. Like any piece of powerful tech, it's got a duality. It can be used for incredible healing, or it can cause some serious harm. And the stakes here, according to this perspective, they're really, really high. Yeah, and you can see that duality laid out perfectly right here. On the one side, when it's conscious and present, sex has the potential to literally restructure old trauma, to awaken Kundalini, that powerful dormant energy, and even recode your whole nervous system. But on the flip side, if you're not aware, you could end up absorbing your partner's unresolved pain, getting what are called mimic overlays, where you start taking on their patterns, or even looped signals, which is like getting their anxious thoughts stuck on repeat in your own head. And that brings us to this really wild concept called soul residue. The argument here is that because it's an energetic exchange, most of us are walking around carrying these imprints from every single person we've ever been with. You know, think about it for a second. Have you ever found yourself stuck in the same negative relationship pattern over and over? Or maybe felt a wave of sadness that just didn't feel like it was yours? This view would say that could very well be the energetic residue from a past connection. So, if we're carrying around all this energetic baggage, it kind of begs the question, right? How is our modern world messing with this gateway? Well, this perspective points to one major way it believes this very personal technology is being hijacked. Well, according to the source material we're exploring, the claim is pretty intense. It says that pornography isn't just a business, it's a frequency control system. The idea is that its whole purpose is to deliberately distort the natural, sacred function of our sexual energy, to weaken that energetic gate. So how exactly does this hijacking work? Well, here's the breakdown. First, it trains your body to respond to an image, not a real breathing person, which is a huge disconnect. It rewires your brain to chase these quick, empty dopamine spikes instead of building deep, devoted connection. It makes sex about performance, not presence. And this, crucially, is said to sever the link between your heart and your sacral center. This ultimately opens you up to all these distorted frequencies and can lead to feeling totally numb and disconnected in your real relationship. And this quote, wow, it really puts a fine point on it. The source argues that because so much of that industry is rooted in exploitation and trauma, a person watching isn't just a passive observer. They're actually participating energetically in an echo of that pain, and they're mistaking it for pleasure. Okay, so after hearing all about the potential for harm and how this gateway can get hijacked, you might be feeling a little heavy. But don't worry, this perspective doesn't just leave you there. It actually offers a really clear path for how to reclaim this personal technology and start using it with intention. It actually lays out 5 clear steps to take back your power. First up, claim it. It's about verbally, consciously affirming that your body is sacred. Second, purify the field. Before you connect with someone, just pause and ask yourself, is this coming from a place of truth or is it a trauma response? That simple act is said to wake up your inner gatekeeper. Third, recode desire, shifting it from a needy craving to a clear signal for truth and union. Fourth, create from overflow. This means you engage in sex to celebrate the fullness you already feel, not to try and patch up a feeling of emptiness. And finally, number 5, anchor the mirror, making sure every interaction is real and honest. No masks, no games, just pure signal. All right, so that's the personal work. But what does this look like when you bring another person into the mix? In a partnership? Well, this final section lays out a really beautiful and simple approach for couples to work with this technology together. And what's cool is that this isn't about some super complicated ritual. It's all about one thing: presence. It suggests that before you even touch, you just connect through eye contact. Let your signals meet first. Then ask each other out loud, what are we opening right now? State a shared intention, something like, we choose to open truth, not trauma. And from there, the focus isn't on technique, it's on resonance, how your energies feel together. And so importantly, it doesn't just end with orgasm. Afterwards, you hold each other, you integrate the whole experience. You know, this leads to a really critical point about being authentic. According to this perspective, faking it in bed, even if you think you're being nice, creates a massive split between your body and your soul. You're literally teaching your own nervous system to tolerate things it doesn't want, to say yes when every part of you means no. True intimacy, it says, starts the second the performance stops. And it all comes together in this one beautiful, powerful quote. It's the whole framework in a nutshell. The body is the temple. The heart is the amplifier. The womb is the portal. The soul is the gatekeeper. Each part of you has a crucial role in this sacred technology. And that's where we'll leave it, with a question for you. If this framework is true, if your body really is a temple with a powerful portal inside, then the most important question you can possibly ask yourself is my gatekeeper awake?